Hello and welcome to tonight's show.
And hello and welcome to episode 199 of On the Bench, the podcast for scale modelers by scale modelers, all about scale models. And this 199th episode is being brought to you by our latest Patreon supporters: Kiwi Kit Basher, Perrin Creevy, Ultra, Thomas Campbell, Matt Tupman, and Dara Christie. You too can help support the show just like these fine gentlemen by simply going to www.patreon.com/onthebench and pledge any amount from as little as $1 per month. Your contributions help with our hosting and production costs and are greatly appreciated by the team. Every paid Patreon supporter gets a free OTB sticker and of course goes into our Patreon Wheel of Fortune. So slide on over to www.patreon.com/onthebench and sign up today. In this episode, we're going to be finding out what Julian got up to while he was in South Korea, so that should prove amusing. And of course, we have listener mail and the Patreon Wheel of Fortune. But before we get on the show, let's have a word from our wonderful sponsor, the Scale Model Supply.
Are you looking for top quality paints for your next project? Then look no further than the Scale Modeler Supply, Australia's hobby paint. Hi, I'm Scott, and as a passionate modeler myself, I've spent years creating the SMS product range, designing them specifically with the Scale Modeler in mind. We have worked extensively to develop our acrylic lacquer paint range to not only be airbrush ready straight out of the bottle, but also to be easy to use so that anyone of any skill level can create professional results with minimal effort. Just give the bottle a good shake, pour into your airbrush, and spray at 15 psi. So dive into your next project with confidence, knowing that you're backed by one of the finest hobby paints on the market. Head over to our website at scalemodeler.com.au to check out our full range and to find your closest retailer.
Hello and welcome to the show. And in the studio with me, I have Ian.
G'day Dave, g'day Julian, g'day listeners.
And of course, Julian's here. He's back from his travels.
That's right, I am.
How are you, mate?
I'm good.
What's news? Gentlemen?
You go first.
I'll go first. I actually managed to get some, last weekend got nearly a full day on the bench.
Really?
For the first time in how many months, which was good.
Wow.
So on that day I managed to get pretty much 90% of the hull complete on the Yamato.
Yeah.
My God, that's an epic.
Yeah?
Oh my, it's like trying to build a Bronco kit, and it's Tamiya.
Oh.
Like the prow's separate. You've got all these, like there must be at least 24 screws.
Is this the 3D printed one that you bought? Or
No, this is the Yamato. This is a commission job I'm doing.
And what was the company that?
Tamiya. It's the new Tamiya Yamato.
Okay, and the whole is in separate pieces, not one piece.
It's a good 24 pieces just to create the hull, if not more.
Really?
Yeah. All little bits you've got to, like separate panels you got to glue onto the hull so you can hide the screw holes and so
everything. Like the anti-torpedo blisters, for example, or the armour plating would hide the screws. From
yeah. And like the whole prow is a separate part.
Yeah.
Which is a terrible fit to begin with, I'll be honest with you.
Seriously?
Yeah, that took a lot of wrangling.
And does that leave you then with some big seam marks you got to...
Oh, yeah. I had to clean all them up.
So how old is the new quote-unquote Tamiya kit?
I don't know.
It's not that new, is it?
No,
like
it's not
it's
that
just,
new, but it's newer than
it's
their
called
old.
new because there's an older one.
I think when I get my own, I'll get the Verifier kit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's
much nicer.
I think that's the
way to go.
Yeah.
But I was just really happy to get as far as I did. So I managed to get some modelling done, which was good.
Have you bought anything?
No.
Okay.
Not a thing.
Who are you and what have you done with Ian?
Well, I'm the guy at the moment whose rent nearly doubled, so there goes a big chunk of my spending money.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, I don't get much time on the bench or to go out anymore, so Yeah, it's my modelling is slowed down to a very beyond snail crawl.
Well, funnily enough, it's the building that doesn't cost you anything other than time.
Yeah, that's right. Which I just don't find to have at the moment is the time.
Yeah. Well, you found some.
It's a problem when you got to look after people that can't really look after themselves.
True.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, Julian, we're going to be talking actually about this, sort of the main subject, your trips in Korea. So I don't really sort of want to dive too deep in what you. Well,
it's not like I did that much, really.
Hey, dude, we've got a show to fill up, so you better pad it out with something.
I mean, I could just talk about other stuff, not just strictly modelling.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll go on to me then. What I've been doing.
Yeah.
What's Dave been up to besides building rockets?
Just building rockets.
Yeah.
Well, I've
your 1-to-1 scale bazooka.
No. So I got the I finished my I can't even think of what ones I finished. I finished my Minuteman 3, so that's done. Also finished the Long March, so that one's done. I'm currently working on my Dongfeng 41, which is a Chinese ICBM. Mm-hmm. I'm struggling with the seam lines on that. So,
really?
I'm also building my Falcon Heavy at the same time. So what I've done with Falcon Heavy, there's some marks in there that needed to be filling. So I just got the some resin out and just filled it with resin. And it's really cool because it runs sort of really flat. And I had a little UV torch and it was just useless.
Oh, really?
Absolutely useless. So I went online and ordered a great big UV light now. So
Don't you have a UV curing station?
I do. So, but when you actually got the part in your hand and you're just sort of piping in some resin, you want to flash it off really quick.
Right.
So, and the little torch wasn't doing the job. So I went online. I bought this great big light that you plug in 240 volts and zap it. So it didn't put out much heat, but it worked quite well.
Okay.
And the only other thing I've got to figure out is how I'm going to mount the Falcon, because it is a big kit. It stands about 4 foot, and I've got to figure out a way to sort of attach it to a base, but also in such a way that I can disassemble it for travelling as well. So if I want to take it to shows or anything like that.
Put like a hollow rod up its bum.
I thought about that, but the issue is
he's trying to mount it.
I've got.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, and then you just
very funny, Julian.
Hey, I haven't been able to make these jokes for 3 weeks.
Very childish. I thought about that, but the trouble is, it's got cross members in the middle, which sort of support and brace at the joins. Mm-hmm. So I can't have a rod going right at the middle because the cross members will be in the way.
Oh yeah. I did see you tinkering with that last night.
I don't know. I've got to think of a way.
Scratch build a cradle.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really struggling for ideas. So what I might do, I might post some pictures online and see if the if all our benches maybe got some solutions to what I could do.
Yep.
So that's that little part. And what else did I get? I just got a few little odds and sods. No new kits or anything, but just a few odds and sods and
tools and so forth.
Yeah, some syringes for delivering the resin in a controlled way. So I went and bought a whole heap of different syringes and stuff, because I was using a pipette and it was just going everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, no, I needed a little bit more control over this. And I did see online there was a...
Well, it's pretty syrupy. I thought you would be able to just sort of spatula it on.
No. It's got a very... Let me get this right. High viscosity means it runs quickly.
Sounds like oil.
It's similar consistency, yes. Yes. And so that's why I got the great big light, so I can flash it off pretty quick to sort of stop it sort of going any further than I want. So, but there was I was watching a YouTube channel online, and a girl had she had a black bottle, which is perfect because that way sunlight won't affect it, and it's got like a little nozzle on the end. She just squeezes the bottle and a little bit comes out, because she was using that to patch parts of her 3D printed kit.
All right.
I thought, that's a great idea. So I've got these syringes, and I'm just toying with the idea of painting them black or wrapping black tape around them so that way I can sort of keep it in the syringe and it, won't go off.
Good idea. I'd paint it black, yeah.
Yeah, paint it black. Isn't there a song?
Yeah, paint it black, but leave like a little sliver of unpainted going up the side.
So you can see how much.
See how much you got left in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could do that.
And you do that so when you place it downwards,
yeah,
you make sure that's on the bottom, so no lights are going to get in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Speaking of rockets, oh my God, what a week it has been for real space stuff.
Yes.
What a week. So, first of all, we had that spectacular launch of the Starship and the Starship Heavy, where it launched off the pad and the Heavy booster came back and landed back in those chopsticks.
Was retrieved by the landing pad.
So, watching it, I'm just awestruck. I can't believe people aren't blown away by it. This is even bigger and more spectacular what they're doing than, or it equals to what they did back in the Apollo era. That's groundbreaking. So just picture it, right? So you got this great big booster, 71 metres tall, ripping back down to Earth, and I'm watching a telemetry readout, and it was 1,000 metres away from the launch pad, and it was still going at 1,200 kilometres an hour.
Yep.
And you could see the double sonic booms that came back down. Even when it was started going through the chopsticks, it was still doing 120 kilometres an hour as the bum end first went through the chopsticks.
Yep.
And its final touching, it was doing about 40, maybe 30 kilometres an hour when it sort of actually landed and mated with it.
Retrieved, yeah.
I mean, it's just absolutely phenomenal. It's really exciting
It
stuff.
all comes down to the scale of things, right? Like, it's just an absolutely huge unit.
And people don't
It's
understand.
like a flying building.
It is. Well, it's a 4-story flying building. And people don't understand how big it is because you watch it on TV and you go, oh, yeah. And you don't really get an idea of the size until A, you go and see it in real life, or B, you do what I do and do constant scale models so you can see the difference in size between a V2 and a heavy launch system.
Yes, very true.
Well, I mean, credit where credit's due. That's kind of what was on point about NASA back in the days, that they always made plenty of videos and photographs of people standing next to all of this stuff so you could see how big it was. Right?
Yeah.
And nowadays, it's not like they're doing it because, they don't need to care. They're just like, okay, well, we sell these rockets and we sell them to big corporations who want to put their stuff in space, and the regular guy doesn't really have to care.
But overnight, SpaceX have made nearly every other sort of space launch system obsolete just overnight by doing that one trick. Well, not a trick, that one engineering milestone. Because Europeans aren't doing it. It makes the SLS look like a dinosaur back from the 60s.
Well, it's just that no one wanted to invest any money in that sort of thing, right?
That's true. But and also it's the pace of development that they're pushing forward with is just astounding. It really is. So I if you're not excited by this, I don't think you got a heartbeat. That's all I can say. I can't believe you can't be excited about it.
Well, I'm just excited about lots of other things. There's many things to be excited about in this world.
True.
Yes, Hong Kong models, 2 new releases.
Oh yeah.
Yep. They're releasing in 48 scale and A20.
Right.
And from what I saw of the photos, looks like the early model, so without the turret, which I'm really excited about.
Don't get too excited. It is Hong Kong models. So
they're not too bad. And they're releasing a PBJ-1 Mitchell, the naval version.
Yeah, peanut butter jelly.
Yeah, with the Havars, with the rockets.
That's all I can think of whenever I hear about the PBJ.
PBJ, peanut butter jelly. So yeah, it's 2 new Pacific War releases I'm quite excited about.
You going to be getting them?
Definitely be getting the A20.
Yeah. Can you do the Aussie version?
Yeah, I've got the... what brand was it that bought it out in 48 scale? Was it AMT maybe?
Might be ICM.
No. It was before ICM was even around.
Oh.
Might be AMT or something, one of them companies.
Yeah, I think it was AMT, yeah.
But, geez, the amount of detail sets I had to buy for that thing.
Wow. Okay.
And it's still sitting in the cupboard unbuilt.
Oh, there you go.
So that'll be on the models to be got rid of piles.
Oh,
soon.
good. I was hoping you would say that instead of models to be built.
No, the models to be got rid of.
To be honest, if I was going to build an A20, I'd just go with ICM.
ICM doesn't do one 48 scale.
They do, don't they? I'm
not
pretty
to my
sure
knowledge.
they do.
Not to my knowledge. Julian's just going to do a quick check and
Yes,
make
because
sure.
I can't, you know, this is the era we live in. Like, we can't just leave a question unanswered.
I thought they did too. I'm sorry to
I
be.
know they do the.
Sorry to be on Julian's side, but I think they do.
They do the B26, which looks stunning. The Marauder.
All right. Anyway, in more breaking news, so
This is episode 199.
yes, so in 2 weeks' time we'll be hitting episode 200.
Yay! Party time.
And what we're going to be doing, I've set up a site that people can go to and leave a 5-minute comment / or ask a question or do whatever. And that is going to be at www.speakpipe.com/OTB 200th episode. And don't worry if you haven't written that down, because I'll be putting it in the show notes and also posting it on our Facebook page as well.
Yep.
So that'll be going up live at the same time that this episode does. And you can just go and click a button and record a message or leave a question or leave a comment or whatever you want to do. And we're going to play them all back. I'll make sure that I check them first. Good
idea.
Do a bit of judicious editing. But we'd really love to hear from all you guys, what you think, any comments. If you just want to just say g'day, just hit the record button and we'll be playing it next episode.
Yeah,
So
you'll get to hear yourself.
Well, but more importantly, we'll get to hear our audience.
Yes.
And it'll be great to hear some feedback and just some comments. So don't forget, when you actually push the little record button, give us your name and also where you're from as well, because that's also quite important.
Yep.
So I think it should be a really great episode. We've got a couple of old guests who are going to be popping back on just to say g'day as well.
Fantastic.
So it's going to be a bit of a party theme.
I reckon we should play a bit of our very first episode.
No. Oh, I could do.
Just 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Nothing longer than that, because it'd just drive people away.
But Julian wasn't there.
Well, then we can play a bit of that, and then also play a little snippet of Julian's first episode.
I'll think about that. A couple of weeks to sort of work on that.
Well, that sounds terrible.
So it's going to be a real party atmosphere, and we're sort of looking forward to it, and we really want you guys to be part of it.
Yep.
So follow those links, as I said, and the links address will be in the show notes and also on our Facebook page. So just go along there and click on it and leave a message. And you know what? If it works out, it might even rejig it so that instead of people sending emails, or as well as people sending emails, we can also have that as a little question sort of segment as well, where people just drop questions in.
I think that's a great idea.
I think so too.
Sure.
Yes. Sure.
So there is no ICM A20.
See, I was right.
You were right.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty fair guess, because ICM have done so many twin engine aircraft in the last 10 years or so.
That's true.
Or 5 years.
Very nice kits too.
Oh yeah, I know.
I've just noticed a sweatshirt you're wearing.
Yes, exactly. But that is also part of our main segment. So
you didn't think to ask me if I wanted one?
No, because this is the biggest one they had.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, how about we dive into... Actually, I'll play a very short ad, and then we'll come back and have a look at mailbag, I think.
Yeah, sounds good, Dave.
All right. No worries. Stand by.
Hi everyone, Peter Davis here from the ACT Scale Modeler Society and President of the club. We have Scale Out coming up on the 9th and 10th of November 2024, and we're looking forward to seeing you all then. We have 27 traders locked in at a huge events calendar with demos and presentations over the weekend, along with our new open judging category. So please have a look on Facebook, our website and YouTube for further information, and we look forward to seeing you all in November.
All right, welcome back. Let's have a look at some mail. Now, this actually came in while you were away, Julian, and we held it over.
Oh, okay.
It's from Simon Wallace Tarry in Modenville, New South Wales.
Okay.
And he was asking about the lamps that you bought for modelling. You can't remember the episode number. Or anything. So what were those lamps that you got? Do you recall?
Julian's having a look now. He's searching.
Because
searching.
The ones that
it's the Red Grass Games
Right.
R9 desk lamp.
there you go.
That's the one. It's a very nice lamp.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
Yeah. The only shame about it is because of my desk. The because it's got like those sort of clamp on your desk type mounts.
Oh, and you don't have a proper spot for it to clamp onto?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, like because it's got like a little panel that runs all along the back, and there's only a small hole that's designed to pass cables through.
Oh, so it's a computer desk.
Yeah. It's a computer desk, and so because of that, I can't get the original mount to get in that slot,
Yeah.
but I can use the ones for these
Microphones.
Rode microphone
Yep.
arms.
That's why I just chose using the daylight LED strips.
I used a daylight.
But the
Globe,
LED
yeah.
strips, I've got 3 banks on either side,
You get suntan off it.
and that's the light coming off. That is amazing. Really good.
Well, the sort of reason I went with this one, if you recall, is because
It's
of
portable.
because the LEDs are specced out so that they properly represent red. Because it's not like what you see on the model is only as good as the light that's on it, right?
Yep.
Like if you have a yellow tinted light, it's going to tint everything yellow,
Correct.
right? It's the same sort of thing where a lot of like LEDs suffer in the red spectrum. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Very
very
interesting.
nice.
Next email comes from our good friend D.
Hi, D.
Writes in, hi guys, bloody hot up here at the moment, and congratulations on reaching 200 episodes.
Great.
It's been a great journey for all of us. Thank you for the help, hints, and friendship. A little while ago, there was discussion regarding bad, read inferior, model brands. This is another suggestion that I discovered going through my well of despair, seeing if there was anything I could recover before I did a cull. So this particular model, the brand is called Certi, which is a Polish company that I can't find much information about.
Never heard of it.
Scalemates show only about 4 models being made by them, 3 of which were armoured cars and 1 was a plane, all Polish World War II subjects. I must say that I did persist with the kit, but there was nothing positive I could say about it. The plastic was hard and brittle, the instructions were very hard to follow, and the decals fell apart as soon as water touched them, and unless there was good coat of primer laid down, the paint would flake off after a couple of minutes. But I did buy it at a swap meet for $5, so I got my money's worth. So here's to the next 200 shows, and that's cheers from D.
And D shows some photo. Hey, you did all right, D, from considering what you said the kit was like. Yeah, it's come up all right.
Well, yeah.
For what it is.
For what it is.
Yeah.
Although the box looks pretty good.
I love the camouflage game.
And it's an interesting subject. It'd be good to see that subject done by a more mainstream manufacturer than some sort of backyard
Well,
operation.
I think armored cars are like some of the lowest hanging fruit subjects there are, as far as
Which
designing
is,
and
I like them.
designing and
armored cars.
manufacturing it. No, I mean like
Yeah.
not your era, like not the World War One era, like the World War II ish in between the wars era, where they're just really just cars that have been boxed in with steel, thin steel.
Well, I like the Cold War era armoured cars. And,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think they're pretty cool.
That's awesome, D.
Rightio.
Cold War era armored cars.
Yeah, armoured cars.
I kind of see them as being quite dark because it's the Cold War, right? So you know what they were being used for.
What do you mean?
Like I just imagine them like, out, along pops the armored car and then, a bunch of guys with balaclavas pop out and grab people in the night and all that sort of stuff. It's Cold War, man.
Ashley Bergeraff writes in, Dear Dave, Ian and Julian, it's Ash here again, and it was great catching up with you at QMHE.
It was good catching up with you too, buddy.
It was nice to finally put faces to the familiar voices that I hear regularly. Now, the Rockhampton Scale Model Association is excited to announce that the Rockhampton Scale Model Show 2025 is taking place on Saturday, February the 1st, 2025 from 9:30am to 4pm at the Criterion Hotel in Key Street, Rockhampton. This year marks our 20th anniversary, and we would love to see you and many on the bench listeners actually attend. So the club members will arrive at the venue at 7:30 and set up the competition tables. Please note that access to the room will not be available prior to this time due to the hotel's operating hours. Entrants can register and drop off the entries starting at 8:30 a.m. and please ensure that all entries are submitted by 10:30 a.m. As late entries will only be accepted with prior approval from the committee. Entry fee is $2 per model with a maximum of 5 entries per participant. There is no additional fee for more than 5 models. Additionally, we invite you to join us for a swap and sell event along with a sausage sizzle, on the evening of Friday, January 31st. If you'd like to participate in the swap meet, please reach out via the Rockhampton Scale Models Facebook page or message Chris or Ben. And look forward to seeing you there for a fantastic day of models, camaraderie and fun. Best regards, Ash. And we caught up with the crew from Rockhampton Scale Model Association. What a great bunch of guys.
Awesome dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Had a great laugh with them.
And again, this has to be the best model competition in the world.
Because it's held in the pub.
Held in the pub.
Yep.
What could be more Aussie than that?
Yeah.
So
it's definitely regional Australia, isn't it?
Well, yeah. Well, it's like, I mean, it's funny. I mean, we say that's quintessential, but there I was at Model Club last night driving out, and I had to dodge kangaroos to get out of the car park last night. So, how quintessential Aussie is that?
I got in my car and I smelled something a bit funny. I was like, oh no, I haven't stepped in bloody kangaroo poop, So I drove all the way home thinking, I hope it's not really like smeared all over my
your floor mat.
all floor mats and everything. And got out of the car. No, it's nothing. It's just the smell that was wafting in. Followed me into the car, and that's about it.
Do you often have smells that follow you places?
Only this time. I mean, I'm sure it was around the place, where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yes. True.
Oh, jeez. All right, while we're talking about model shows, let's keep up with another one. And this is an email from our good friends at QMHE. And they write, "G'day, benching legends. I hope this email finds you well and free from the burden of using Revell Contactor."
Yeah.
Just a quick follow-up from QMHE just to say that the committee held a catch-up recently and happy to report that they turned a fantastic solid profit. So it seems
good on you guys. Well done.
Be putting on the show again next year. Of course, we knew they always would anyway. Yep. On behalf of the committee, they would like to take the opportunity to again thank us for making the trek north, as well as other VIP guests, interstate retailers, entrants and spectators.
And thank you for your hospitality, guys.
Oh, absolutely. Who made QMHE so successful. So, now those of you who live up in Queensland or around Brisbane area, the QMHE annual general meeting is on this November the 16th. And so members of QMHE member clubs are encouraged to mention this at their next club meeting so they can get a good attendance at AGM. So thanks, Chris. We hope to catch up with you in Canberra.
That we do.
And yes, he says, and his sign-off is yours in glues and sprues.
Very cool. Very cool.
Excellent. Yeah, mate, we'll definitely see you in Canberra, so that'll be really cool. Now, John Miller writes in, just listened to episode 197 during which you read a letter from one of my customers, Tom McCura. He was very complimentary about his experiences with Model Paint Solutions, which was more than gratifying to hear. That said, the way you guys chimed in with very gracious comments of your own really left me gobsmacked. Thank you. I appreciate your willingness to share Tom's letter on your podcast. Moreover, I'm very appreciative of your kind words. Thanks again. Best regards, John Miller. Well, John, all we've got to say is that we are happy to promote any company or organisation that contributes to the growth of the hobby.
Yeah.
And
with great ethics as well.
Oh, not only ethics, but also, fantastic customer service. And I know the guys over at Plastic Model Mojo.
Yep.
They're always talking you up, and certainly people I've sort of bumped into and spoken along the way. And when we've talked about Model Paint Solutions, they've always had really good things to say. So you go check it out.
Yeah. No worries. Thanks for the letter, John.
Now, the next one comes from Ryan Hothersall, who writes in, this is in regards to the Revell contactor.
Mm-hmm.
I usually use a piece of thin wire to poke through the Revell tube. It's a lot safer than setting fire to it.
No, look, as a teenager, I grew up with the Revell contactor, the one with the metal tube.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about, yep.
Right, and the whole fun was hoping it would get blocked up so I could use the lighter.
Yeah.
Right? That was like 50% of the fun of the hobby back then.
Yep.
I can see shades of a pyromaniac in you sort of starting to shine through your armour there.
Well, I mean,
armour.
it's the closest I came to being a pyromaniac. And I got it all out of me before I,
Before you did something really
Before you got that age where you can do more damage.
Well, I got it out of me and I didn't end up picking up smoking as a hobby.
Yeah, smart move.
Wait, so you put down burning Revell glue to stopping you taking up smoking?
In this moment, it's just... Come on. Yeah, no need to take things too seriously, Dave. Come on.
All right. We've got another show announcement coming up. So this one comes from the Austin Scale Modelling Society doing a Capital Classic. And
who's it from?
It's from the Austin Scale Model Society team.
Yep.
And what they're writing is this. So, ready to showcase your skills and see some of the finest models in the region? The Austin Scale Modelling Society is excited to invite you to our Capital Classic, an event that celebrates the creativity, craftsmanship and passion of the modelling community. This year's theme is the movies. Whether you're displaying your work, competing or just stopping by to admire, there's something for everyone. Some of the highlights of the event is going to be a wide range of categories from armour to aircraft to ships, figures, sci-fi and dioramas. There's a category for every type of modeller. Special judging rules for Gunpla models. We have a specific judging criteria tailored for Gunpla models to ensure a fair and accurate assessments.
Yeah.
Vendor area, you're going to be able to find rare kits. There's going to be tools and supplies on sale or just add to your stash, as well as networking community. Meet fellow modelers, share techniques and get inspired by outstanding builds. So general admission is just $5 and children under 12 are free.
Jeez, that's good.
Contest fees, which includes admission. So for seniors, which is 18 and over, $12 for the first model and $3 for each additional model. Mm-hmm. For juniors, 17 and under, $5 for the first model and $1 for each additional model. Now, the important stuff, the where and the when. So this is being held on Saturday, November the 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m. through to 5 p.m. at the Williamson County Expo Centre, which is 5350 Bill Pickett Trail, Taylor, Texas. Please note, this year's Capital Classic will not be held at our usual venue, which was the Travis County Expo Centre. So be sure to update your plans and join us at the Williamson County Expo Centre instead, which again is at 5350 Bill Pickett Trail, Taylor, Texas. Whether you're a novice or a pro, don't miss the opportunity to display your work, connect and celebrate our shared love of scale modelling. For more information, visit austonsms.org or reach out to us at show coordinator, that's one word, show coordinator at austonsms.org. Warm regards from the ASMST, the Austin Scale Modelling Society. Well, gents, I hope you have a fantastic show, and please follow up.
And thanks for passing that on, Gordon.
Yep, and let us know how the show went.
Yeah. Send us some photos.
Why not? All right. Now, the next one is from our good friend Jody, all the way from Western Australia. She writes, "Hi guys, how have you been? Can't wait to see you again at Scale ACT in November. Even get to bring my husband along this time."
Oh, so you're going to have to behave yourself.
Along with his models
Ooh.
and mine, of course. Hope Julian had a good time in South Korea. We're going to find out very shortly. And my favourite memories of South Korea were going to the DMZ and watching live StarCraft 2 match on my anniversary with my husband.
Oh, very excellent.
Now, I know you guys know me as a Gunpla maker, but I've also recently getting into cars.
Cool.
I've always liked motor racing as a sport, and Peter Brock was my favourite as a kid. I even have his number 05 on my licence plate. Oh, what?
Oh, wow.
My husband has had people stop him in the lights and ask him to buy them as he has had to tell him, sorry, they're his wife's. I love rally cars and more recently Formula One. And I got to go to the Singapore GP just this year, and it was fantastic. I know my first car wasn't amazing, which is a ripped little Subaru.
That's because it's a Subaru.
Yeah, all right.
But I'm not deterred.
Yep.
Wasmex, which is the show over there, has a special racing car category next year, so I'm definitely making something for it. I have a Tamiya Subaru WRC 2001 rally car and a mechanic set to make it, but since going to the Formula One, I was keen to get more cars. Now to the story part.
Right.
We went to our local hobby store to look for a Williams F1 kit. Of course, being a couple that shares the same hobby, it's hard to buy presents for each other. So when I find something I don't have, my husband is very keen to buy as a Christmas gift / birthday present. So off we went to look through the car model section, and I found my kit, the Williams FW14B Grand Prix 1992 model. Then as I was looking through the Silvias, was that Silvias and GTRs, I saw it in glorious squareness. The Nissan Cube. Oh my God, I had to have it. How amazing, I thought. A model of the Cube. An iconic Kia car. I added it to my basket and merrily went to the checkout.
That's K car.
K car, there you go. The guy at the checkout gets this odd expression on his face. I'm like thinking, what's the issue? I'm here with my husband, so it can't be the old girls don't make kits scenario. And he looks at the Cube and says, when we got this in, we all said no one's going to buy this. It's going to take a unique customer to want to build this. And I'm like, bro, that's me. It's a cube. Who doesn't want to make a cube? Apparently a lot of people. They only got one as well because he said it'll take ages to sell. And he's like, well, I guess we were wrong about that. I just kept thinking about, though, if you went to a model show, what would you remember more? The 101 Skyline, Supras and GTRs, or the oddball that did the Cube?
I agree with her there.
She's got a fair point.
She's got a very good point there, because you're going to see all these really, really flashy sports cars, and then bang in the middle is going to be a Nissan Cube.
You know, like a really tastefully done, regular sort of car that you would see on the streets.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Can
Be more
really
powerful.
eye-catching because of the realism aspect, if you can nail it.
Yep. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Because there's a disconnect between us and race cars because you don't see them except for those odd occasions when you go to the track or see them on TV.
Yeah.
She also says, can I get a cheeky shout out for our painting competition, which is the Iron Signet, which is going to be on October the 26th at the Kelmscott Hall in Perth, Western Australia.
That's a cool name.
The Iron Signet.
Iron Signet's a cool name.
3 categories. There's going to be Signet Juniors, the Ironborn Intermediate, and Iron Forged for the experts and experienced modelers.
Cool.
Anything goes as long as it's painted. We have workshops on the day, excuse me, and run the event alongside Objectives Secured Warhammer Tournament. So something for everybody to see. Thanks again for your fantastic podcast. Episode 200 is rapidly approaching. How exciting. Can't wait until November. All the best. Jody.
And Jody, since you like Brock, are you going to get an A9X?
Yeah, good question.
See, the A9X has just been released by DDA.
Yeah. Well, just going to have to get it.
I heard rumours they're actually going to be bringing out a Brocky boxing.
Oh, really? Well, it makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, you'd have to. You'd have to do a Brocky boxing.
It's funny, I went into our local hobby shop on Thursday, and they've got DDA cars, model kits just all around the top of the shop.
Have they got the A9X yet?
I didn't look. To tell you the truth, I wasn't looking for it. But I just looked up and I went, wow, they're really selling a lot of them. Yeah, so it's quite cool.
Everyone loves the Tirana. And if they don't, they should.
All right. The next one comes from our good friend Dave Morris. Hi, guys. I recently had the privilege of visiting HMS Victory.
Oh, geez, I'm not half jelly.
Fulfilling a lifelong dream. been there. It's great.
I've never been. I'd love to go to
my
the
God,
Victory.
it's gorgeous.
That and the Vasa. I'd love to see the Vasa.
Yeah, the Vasa would be good too.
Yeah. But you can't go on that anymore.
On the Vasa?
Yep.
You never could you?
Yeah. Used to be able to, but now you can't because they're fully out. They've got it's starting to collapse in itself.
So Dave says, but at Dockside there was a surprise bonus that I knew would utterly thrill Mr. Goldfinch. Yes, a commercially produced model of HMS Queen Elizabeth in all her glory. Mind you, I'm not sure how practical this kit would be when it finally comes out. Although incredibly detailed, it appeared to be nearly 1-to-1 scale. They've even installed an intricate lighting kit so extensive you'd need electrician's license to get it going. I couldn't get any good close-up pictures as for some reason I've surrounded the model with fencing and even a few armed guards. I guess industrial espionage is a bigger problem in the model industry than I'd realised. I've attached the shots I could get along with one of me doing a happy dance near the bow of the Victory. Enjoy and looking forward to maybe meeting you up again at Newport News. That's Dr. Dave from Ohio.
Oh, look at those photos.
And he sent us a whole heap of fantastic pictures of HMS Queen Elizabeth. And he's doing his little happy dance, which if I can get that to play, it'll be...
So there we go. Look.
Oh, it's not playing, dang it.
No, you've just downloaded it. It just went up to the top right corner of it.
No, all right, I'll find it later. I've seen it before. I've seen a picture before. So
Okay.
thanks, Dave. Really appreciate you sending us those pictures, and glad you had a good time over there. And we're finally. I wonder if he's going off to Bovington, seeing he's over that part of the world,
Yeah.
or indeed to SMC because that's on
Shortly.
this weekend.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, as we're recording. I see there's a whole heap of our mates from Triple P over there, and
Yeah, they're doing a whole...
one of the guys from the
tour.
Geeks is over there, and geez, I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
So many places I want to go, and so little time, so little money.
Yeah, I know, that's a problem. If only we were multi-millionaires with all the time in the world.
Oh, I know. Anyway. All right, that wraps it up from our mailbag. Don't forget, excuse me, get this frog out of my throat. When it send us an email, you can write to onthebench64@gmail.com. We love hearing from you and love reading out what you've got to say. Rightio, before we have a listen to what Julian's got to say, I think we might do our
spin the wheel.
Patreon Wheel of Fortune.
Yes.
And this episode, we are giving away a very exclusive On the Bench challenge coin.
Oh,
So,
geez, not many people have got those.
No. It's just something that not even love can buy.
Yep. That's one way of putting it.
All right, let's spin that wheel and see how we go.
And it's spinning.
Peter McCrossan is the lucky winner.
Peter.
Robert.
Oh, what did I say?
You could at least read out the winner's name properly.
Dave, you didn't know the coffee.
Robert McCrossan is
Congratulations, Robert.
I'll reach out to you via email and make sure that we get that in the mail to you next.
Yeah, make sure you get his name right too, Dave.
Yeah. For our 200th episode, hopefully got some really exciting news about the Patreon Wheel of Fortune. We should have something really cool to give away. So
Excellent.
Looking forward to that. All right, let's have a quick break and then we'll come back to find out what Julian's been up to over in the Republic of Korea.
Yep.
ROK.
Yes.
Back soon. Rightio. Julian's adventures over in Korea. First question, did you get arrested?
No.
Second question.
Why would you want to get arrested? I don't know how people get arrested in foreign countries, but that's not my idea.
Because people who get arrested in foreign countries are usually idiots.
That leads to my second question. Did you get drunk?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I did.
Usually the one leads to the other.
Oh, I tell you what. Let's get that one out of the way first.
Please do.
So there's this bar called Woodstock, and it's kind of Woodstock, the festival, music festival thing.
1960s hippies. Yeah, okay.
Kind of like it's all dad rock type stuff, right?
Dad rock.
Dad rock.
Dad rock.
Yeah, that's what they call it these days.
Okay.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Sorry to make you feel old. In any
So they're like
case,
playing a lot of like Arlo Guthrie and
Mamas and the Papas.
Country Joe and the Fish.
Yeah.
so the deal is, it's a really cool like place. So like it's all sort of like wood paneled on the inside, and you can you're free to graffiti on anything basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like
that
there's
sounds
like
cool.
people have written things on the inside of the light fittings and stuff like that on the ceiling. It's all covered in like, it's very sort of like cultured, you know, like it's all built up over time. I don't know how long the place has been there, but apparently it's been there for quite a while and been
But the graffiti's like all in Korean though, so how would you
no,
know?
lots of English. It's mostly
Oh,
English.
really?
Yeah.
So just to
And the idea is that you get there's a little box with some pencils and some pens and paper.
Yeah.
And you just take that, you know, grab that on your way in and take a seat and order some drinks, and then you can write down some songs you want played, and the person playing the music will
the DJ.
will put it on. And
Very cool.
yeah, and so you quickly sort of figure out like which stuff flies and which stuff doesn't, because it's very much a sort of, you know, I don't know, 60s, 70s, 80s
Right.
playlist kind of thing, you know.
Yep. Oh, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds really cool.
Yeah.
So
And
what was
there's lots of rock memorabilia and stuff sort of on the walls, you know, some sort of like posters and various things.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a nice place, and you know, the guy who normally, because there's a guy who owns the bar and plays the music, and it was actually his day off, but he turned up anyway, and he sat with us, me and my girlfriend, and bought us a few shots after we'd already
nice.
had too many drinks,
begin with, yeah.
and that put us way over the edge.
Yep. So a good time was had.
It was a long walk home.
A long walk or long stagger?
Yeah, it was a long stagger home, and I was the more coherent one. That was probably the worst night that I spent there.
So did you get to the DMC?
No, I didn't. I don't really have an interest in the DMC.
So you only went to Seoul,
Yes.
nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
All right.
They'd have a good museum there, didn't they?
Yes. So I sent you guys a few photos
that's
when I was
some,
there.
very interesting stuff there.
The Korean War Memorial. Great,
Yes.
great big building, and they've got like a number of vehicles out to the outside of it. You know, they've got a Chamsiri class patrol boat,
Yes.
which was sunk by the North Koreans.
Mm-hmm.
Sunk, and then I think that's a replica one kind of a thing, but it's in any case you can just get up and walk around the top of it.
We're still having a full scale. Actually, I think it's a real boat. I don't think it's a. It's a real one.
I think it's a real one, but it's not the one that got sunk.
Right. Okay. But pretty impressive to have a patrol boat
Yeah, just sitting there.
sitting in the dry land. It just shows you, you know.
And they've got like, you know, walkways set up so you can get up on deck and walk around and stuff.
Oh, that's good.
It's very distinctive because it's got like these glazed turrets, because they're anti-air turrets,
Yeah.
which is very unusual.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very unique
It
looking.
is.
Like it'd be interesting as a model. Like you'd buy it and then you'd have like, what are these little windows for?
Oh, was it that seven pointed sword or something they had?
Oh, the 7-branch sword.
Yeah, that's pretty unique looking thing. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's a kind of a very iconic Korean culture thing.
No good in combat.
No, it's not supposed to be for that sort of thing.
More ceremonial.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah. Like there's a whole indoor area, and it's kind of like a bit of like our shrine of remembrance as well. They've got the thing where the light comes in through the ceiling and does a thing.
Yeah, but a lot of this stuff's a lot older than what we have.
Some of the war sort of military artifacts and things. Yeah. They got like some reproduction stuff and some real stuff in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy just how, like, because there's a lot. I'm not Korean, so I don't actually know that much about Korean war history.
Yeah.
But you walk through and you're like, okay, well, there's this battle and there's that battle, and they've been invaded by so many countries.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Don't they have like a large scale model of a turtle ship?
Yeah, they've got like I think it's a 1/8 or something scale.
It's a big scale for a ship.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Like you walk up next to it though, and you couldn't even like get like toddlers would be too big of a scale to fit inside this thing as the height of a human, and yet the thing's massive.
Yep.
It's massive. It fills a whole room, you know.
Yep.
So it's quite a scale model.
Yeah, definitely.
Did it cost anything to go into the?
Nah, totally free. You just walk in.
Yeah, cool.
Just go
That's
straight
even
in.
better.
Well,
And also it's got a library inside it that I
Oh.
didn't actually go into.
That's handy.
well, while we were sitting here in Australia, Julian sends us a text. I've got to read this out from Julian. I have.
I hope I haven't said anything I regret.
I have a dilemma. I just went for a quick walk around my hotel and found a place called Sky Model. It doesn't have a web page in English. It's not marked on the map as anything hobby. So I walked past, looked inside. It's got shelves in the window with old Gumpler kits and some ancient Hasegawa magazines. There's a dude in there, but I'm too scared to go inside.
Yeah. So it looked really sort of
Dingy.
No, it kind of reminded me of like
Free candy.
like it kind of reminded me of like an old PC hardware shop, you know, like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's run out of like Springvale or Chinatown, you know, one of those kind of places. That's you know,
The guy used to run it out of his basement until he ran out of room.
not like it falls short of being like a proper business, but
Yep.
it's kind of Anyway, it had that kind of a feel to it. I'm sure it's profitable because it's in a fairly, you know, like the land tax and stuff in that area must be significant.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like a there was nothing in this building except for just this, and it was like a two-story building.
So did you end up going in?
No. After sort of like sussing it out, I figured that they cater these days at least more to the airsoft crowd. So in Korea and Japan, like airsoft is part of hobby, right? Because they use electric motors in the guns.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and that crosses over with RC motors.
Right.
Yeah, so it's all considered part of the same sort of thing, and most of the boxes they had in there, like as stocked up items, were clearly like BBs and stuff.
Right.
So what other hobby shops did you go to?
I went to Neighbour Hobby,
Right.
which is the closest one to like the centre of Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I bought all the stuff that I happened to buy mostly.
And he scored some good stuff for me too.
Yes. So what I did is I bought. I saw some because I had to be very choosy. I've only got so much space in my luggage.
Idiot, you just buy a second bag and bring that home.
No.
Do what Ian and I do.
Look, so the thing is, my girlfriend had bought a whole bunch of stuff for me to take back and give to my parents, right? And it was a huge stressful thing for me because I don't want to take another luggage. I like being able to have one luggage.
One suitcase.
One suitcase.
Right.
And I love my suitcase.
Yes.
It's a Pelican case, right? And I can put model kits in it and they'll never get squashed or crushed or anything like that. It is impervious to compression, right? And I like it that way.
Yep.
And I like having a little bit of extra space in there, you know, so that if I need to grab something extra, I can put it in there. That was not the case on this. I had to take a whole... my girlfriend gave me her old carry-on luggage and packed it full of all this junk that I had to take back.
Junk.
Yes, it was well...
Careful, does she listen to the show?
Look, she knows I was not happy about this, right? In any case, it was all stuff that my parents appreciated, but I was very stressed out over it. You know, stuff like we couldn't even fit everything in there.
Yeah.
Like so the stuff that couldn't go in, 7 bottles of alcohol,
Ooh.
4 tins of like special dried seaweed.
You can get through customs okay with that because tins. So
Yeah.
that's illegal.
I know. But I like being able to tick the form where it says, you know, the box that says nothing to declare.
Yeah, you don't want any
I
hassles.
love
Yeah,
then just breeze through. Having to go into the other queue and then sweat it out is not my idea of fun.
No, I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah, be on the next episode of Border Patrol.
Yes. So if you don't know, Australia has like this TV show called Border
They
Patrol.
have it in the US as well.
Yeah?
And England, yeah.
And
Yeah, but not
England,
everyone
Canada.
necessarily knows of those shows
True.
or watches it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
consumes that sort of content. But basically, it's almost like a service to the public to say, we don't want you bringing these things into the country. Please don't do this, right? And you don't want to be like, held up for hours, like you see people held up for hours on that show because you brought us something in, and then being fined hundreds of dollars.
That's only because they do the wrong thing and don't tick the box.
Yeah.
I know.
We'll try and smuggle stuff in. They know they shouldn't.
Yes, but like it's always like there's always the sort of chance that you might get caught out because you thought it was one thing, but it was actually not okay, right? That sort of. I just wanted to dodge the whole thing completely. I also don't like having to take extra luggage. Like I said, I love my luggage that I bought for myself, and I just wanted to use that, like I did on my previous trip. In any case, I all that aside, I only had so much room, and so it was very easy for me to say buy some stuff for Ian that I knew would fit and take up zero room
because
it's photo etch.
Yeah.
Yes, Ian got set A, B, and C, and the wooden deck for the 1/350 scale.
Yeah. So what happened was
Akagi.
I spotted it there, and I saw that I had the entire set for the Akagi, and I was like, I wonder if Ian's got that. It sounds like something Ian would have.
And Ian didn't.
If you had the kit, is what I mean. Yes. And so, some $250 later, I bought him all that.
Yeah.
So that was 250 Aussie or Korean?
Aussie.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Which is still cheap.
It's cheaper than what I can get it here for anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it roughly works out to be like you just sort of drop 3 zeros off.
So what's their dollar? It's called the won, is it?
The won, yeah, Korean won.
Yeah, okay.
And, it'd be something like 250,000 won equals $250, roughly.
Okay.
Roughly speaking.
Yeah, all right.
There is a little bit of difference in the exchange rate, but it's not. You can sort of.
It's like the yen. You drop the zero after the yen, or drop two zeros.
2 zeros. Yeah. In this case, you drop 3 zeros.
No, there you go.
It's very neat that way.
Yeah, I like that.
The only problem is when my girlfriend starts saying, "Oh yeah, that's like 1,000,000 won or 1,000,000,000 won." I'm like, I don't even know. I don't want to. How many zeros is that? I don't even know.
Yeah.
So what'd you buy for yourself?
So I bought for myself an Academy kit. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Academy. Brand, I'm not, I don't hold it.
Well, it's a Korean brand.
High esteem. Yeah, exactly. It's the only Korean brand.
Yeah.
Well, that and I think Def Model.
I think so.
Which doesn't have the greatest reputation, I think.
No.
In any case, this is a model kit of a hobby store. A 1969 hobby store.
There you go.
So it's basically like you get one piece for the entire shop front.
Yep.
Right? And you get obviously some glazing for the
windows.
windows.
There's a 124 scale in it.
Yes, 124 scale. And you also get a whole bunch of shelves and a whole bunch of little miniature model kits to put on the shelves in the window. And then the rest is just a sort of image that they've printed off for you to stick behind.
And you get decals as well? Or?
I think they are in there somewhere. In any case, my plan is to turn it into basically a convenience store.
Yep.
A convenience store? You're not going to turn it into a hobby shop?
No.
Oh.
Because I'm going to put my cars in front of it. It's a very especially because I like Japanese cars. It's a very Japanese car sort of cultural sort of look. Even in the USA, it's kind of a look to park a nice car and shoot it out the front of the 7-Eleven or something,
or a diner or something.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's my plan for it. I also bought 2 resin figures, because why the hell not? They don't take up much space.
Mm-hmm.
And these are from Nuts Planet.
And we actually brought up the website and had a look at some of the stuff.
They got some awesome stuff there, don't they?
It's figures.
Yeah, so these figures come in, I believe, 1/24th scale and 1/35th scale. I bought the 1/35th scale ones because they're sort of military themed, and I wanted those military themed ones.
And a lot of the models are actually sculpted by Korean guys. So Jun Sik An, and what's the other major one that they're doing here? I can't read that. What's that say there, Julian?
I know. I can't even pronounce these
Jum
names.
Hyen Yoon.
Well, I'd get it wrong, so I have no problem with you getting it wrong.
Well, I'm willing to have a crack.
They got these odd bobblehead kind of
Yeah, I like the
figures.
Roman Aquifer. It was pretty cool.
Go check out nutsplanet.com if you're into figure painting, because There's some really
very diverse. So they got some
Yeah.
World War II ones. They got like the Napoleonic era ones. They got fantasy ones. They've got post-apocalyptic sort of themed ones. Some sci-fi, some sort of pop culture references.
Stuff from movies and TV shows.
Oh, the one that says US 101 Airborne, and it looks like the guy from Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, and they got like the German officer with the eye patch.
William Wallace, who looks a lot like Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
yeah.
I mean, it's really, really sort of diversified and not like your typical sort of figures.
A lot of their poses are casual too, which I like. They're not like over dynamic.
Yeah. Like it's almost like someone's slow strolling and things like that.
So what figures did you get, Julian?
So I bought. Where's the other one? I bought. It's from the Advanced Guard Barricade. Well, one is called Advanced Guard Barricade, and the other one's called Advanced Guard Heavy Gunner. So basically, one of them is a guy with a minigun, and the other guy is like heavily suited up and holding like a riot shield, and a belt-fed machine gun in the other hand.
Yeah, awesome.
I liked him because he, if you know video games, he reminds me of Fuse from Rainbow Six.
Oh, right.
Who has like this great big sort of, helmet with a mail slot for a visor.
Very cool.
Very kind of Ned Kelly in a way,
Yeah. Yes.
If you know, you're an Australiana.
What other model shops did you go to? Was just that one?
I also went to because they have a Tamiya Plam Model factory.
Now, it's interesting you say that because I noticed, as I said, you're sitting here wearing a Tamiya sweatshirt hoodie.
Yes.
Which I'm very jealous of.
So the thing is, I've bought a T-shirt when I was in Japan from the Tamiya Plam Model factory, which is their, the official Tamiya store, essentially. And I bought it large, and then after I washed it, it's just a little too small to be quite comfortable for me.
Oh, that's
which is why I don't wear it too much. Because Japanese sizes are like a whole size smaller.
Right.
And they don't go up very high. I think they go as high as large.
So Dave would have to go sumo size.
Well, I was actually worried because
bugger.
I think I bought like an extra large shirt for you, like your Godzilla one.
And even that's tight.
Yeah, I would guess that it is. And that's the biggest size they had, right?
Oh, okay. So they didn't have 2XL.
No.
Oh.
They don't do 2XL, 3XL or anything like that.
Well, you're totally out of luck, aren't you?
Yes. There's another word I would have...
But, so the thing is, in Korea, the Tamiya shirts and hoodies are actually sized closer to Westerners.
Right.
Because Koreans are larger than Japanese.
Right.
As people. And they're manufactured in Korea.
Ah.
So I was able to get this one, and this is, I believe, a large. I initially bought an extra large and ended up taking it back.
Because it's too big.
It was too big. It was too floppy and big. Like it was really like billowy loose. And, my girlfriend said, oh, that's just how Koreans love to do their style kind of thing. And I get what she meant, but...
Well, you're not Korean.
Exactly, and I'm not living there. In any case, yeah, so this, so I bought I bought it in this grey and in the black.
Oh, so you got two.
You got two?
Yeah, why not?
He's really splurging this trip.
In any case, they're not bad. They're not as thick as the hoodies I normally wear here around Melbourne.
But they're good for spring and autumn.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And they're fine for like most modelling events and things. And I can always throw something else on underneath it that makes me warmer if I need to.
So the range of models...
One of the things I really like about this hoodie is that it's got little like Tamiya style like code name on it. You know how like you got like
XF30 or something.
XF30 and all that sort of all that sort of crap.
Like it's got a paint label
So
on
it's got XF00 on it.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
You idiot.
I think it's a nice touch. I mean, it's like like I think it's the YouTuber Zachary Aurelius. He has the a mug that is styled like the Mr. Hobby paint pops.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And that's a cool touch.
It is a cool touch. It is.
Yeah, so that's why I appreciate these sort of little nods to the hobby, you know.
So are the hobby shops all gathered together in one spot like in Tokyo, or are they spread out right across the whole city?
Not quite. So
Okay.
yeah, I had to take a bus or two to get to the Tamiya Plan Model Factory, but in that building and right next to the Plan Model Factory is the Gundam base,
Right.
which is Bandai's official store.
Okay.
Geez, you would have been like a kid in a candy store there, wouldn't you?
I guess, but I mean, I think that there are better. So the good thing about the Gundam base is you could just walk straight in, whereas the Gundam base that I went to in Tokyo, it had like a queue out the front to get
really?
in.
Yeah,
And I was like, I took one look at a queue. I'm like, I can't be bothered with this.
I'm not British.
I went back down the 7 flights of escalators straight out. You know, I was like, I don't care.
Bugger,
I don't
that's
care
really-
enough.
Yeah. I don't queue up for nothing, man.
I'll queue up for some things, but I wasn't going to queue up for that
Nope.
because I already knew going in that I wouldn't be buying anything in that store.
Yeah.
Because I'm already in Tokyo and I can just go to like Akihabara and just buy all the tools I wanted.
Yeah.
So did you buy anything at the Tamiya place?
Apart from the hoodies, no, nothing. At Neighbor Hobby, I also bought a few files as well. If they're just Tamiya branded files, and they're a step up from the cheapo needle files that everyone has.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice rat tail file you got there, which is quite handy, and just a flat file. The range of model kits and everything in these shops, is it quite wide ranging, and are they well stocked?
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure like Neighbor Hobby actually sells online. They just don't sell outside the country.
Oh, okay. So we couldn't go over there and...
Yeah, I mean, like, so the thing about Korea is that it's really, what's the word? Protectionist, I guess.
Are they really?
Yeah. So, for example, you won't see any cars on the streets other than Hyundais for the most part.
Right.
You'll see the occasional Mercedes S-Class and the occasional Porsche or Ferrari, but almost everything, as far as the eye can see, is all Kia and Hyundai, right?
Why? Because it's so cheap over there that...
No, it's because it's like this for every facet of Korea. They've made it unprofitable for foreign companies
to the tariffs right up
to be able to compete in their market at any reasonable amount, capacity. So, like, you look at every appliance is like iPhone has. You see plenty of people use iPhones there, but that's probably the only one.
But it's like
right?
Samsung stuff and...
Yeah, like because it's a hip versus whatever kind of thing.
Yeah.
But every appliance is LG or Samsung.
Yeah.
Every like they don't use Amazon. They have Coupang,
Right, okay.
right, which is their version of Amazon.
Yeah.
And there's no space for much of anything else.
So the hobby shops are well stocked?
Yes, I found it to be pretty well stocked.
And is it like when you go to Tokyo that the prices are so good you get a buy?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So, for example, one of the other things I bought for somebody, because it was tiny, again, it was like the little tiny F14 upgrade kit.
The pitot tubes and a few other things.
Yeah, it was like two little pitot tube looking things that were made out of turned aluminium.
Yep.
And one little tiny sheet of photo etch for the seatbelts and mirrors. And that was $10.
Okay.
And
What
to
scale,
buy it,
what
to
scale
buy it,
was it?
to buy it locally, it's 48 scale.
Yeah.
To buy it locally would have been 22, I think. Yeah. So it's just,
Well, that's why I said when you were showing me the pricing and all that stuff for the Akagi, it's like, no, buy it.
and it's all there.
Get it all.
You don't need to, because like even if you could buy it for a reasonable price, you wouldn't be able to buy it all every sheet.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to like get a sheet from here and a sheet from there, and this one's
Like I did,
overpriced, and you're
yeah.
like, that's painful, but I have to do it because it's the only one available.
Yeah, like when I did the Shikaku, that took me months just to get all the photo which I needed. I had to get like one sheet from there, one sheet from there, one sheet from there. And some of the sheets were over $100.
Disappointingly for you, while you were over in Seoul, there was a big show in Japan in which all the Korean modelers went to, I saw.
Oh, really?
So you kind of missed the boat on that one.
Oh, well.
Bad planning on your part. I mean, Seoul's only, a half-hour plane trip to Tokyo? If that.
It's pretty close. I'm not sure if it's a half hour, but it's not much.
Dude, you missed out a great opportunity.
Oh, whatever.
Just for the day, you could have zapped across.
Look, given the position,
mind you, you're over there for a social. You're over there socially,
in,
weren't you? I guess.
Given the position we're in, you can't go to anywhere in the world without missing out on something in some other part.
Exactly.
Right?
I know.
It feels like that lately. Like
it does.
Our, at least for us podcasters,
yeah,
it's just a rolling like one show after another constantly.
Yeah, it's true.
Yep.
You almost want to miss some just so that you got time to build.
I know. It feels that way.
Or you just run out of time off from work.
And this year's been such a and this has just been such a busy year for us. I mean, geez, we've gone on to the US again. We've done.
Well, you went to Japan as well.
Went to Japan as well. Queensland, Melbourne.
A couple of weeks' time, we're going to Canberra.
Yeah, Canberra's coming up, so that's a big one in the calendar. So yeah, and not to mention all the other great shows overseas. I mean, I've still got guys in over in New Zealand saying,
"Oh, mate, we've got to get there.
You got to get over.
We've got to get to New Zealand.
I know." But then we're going to get to far North Queensland. We've got to go to the Armour and Artillery Museum.
Yeah, I mean, like
South Australia.
I know.
Everyone keeps beating down our door saying, when are you going to come to our event? And it's like, yeah, we'd love to, but there's only so many.
You got to get so many weeks off.
It's all time. It's all money, and you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're still hobbyists ourselves, right?
Yeah.
We're not just entertainers here.
This
is a hobby.
Oh, don't. No. Yes, we've all got day jobs.
Yeah, we've all got day jobs, and we do this mostly just for fun, right? We just enjoyed the podcast and connecting with people
and the community,
all that sort of thing. So, like, when are we supposed to find the time to fit all of this stuff in? It's really.
I
think once we're retired, we might get some time.
Yeah,
I mean that's part of like how you end up with an unfinished Moosaroo.
Oh, speaking of Moosaroo, how's it going?
I haven't started it yet because I've got 20 days to finish my Mustang for the ACT show.
True.
And then I'm gonna start on it, and I'm not gonna touch anything else until it's done.
Because that's due in March.
Yes, I know.
And we're in October now, nearly November.
I know, and it'll be 11th of November.
Yeah.
Which is when we go to ACT.
Yes.
So I've got to really rush to get that done.
Yeah. Yeah, but you'll get it done in time, man.
Well, in any case, it just weighs heavily on me, and I've got like I've actually got to plan things.
Okay.
Which I don't like doing. I'd much rather just sort of be able to procrastinate a little. Procrastinating is another hobby of mine.
Yes, we all got that.
So I bought some Tamiya files and things like that, and I'm sure I love my files. I'm a big file convert. I used to think they were quite aggressive, but now I get it.
Yeah, you can get ones that are really good, and the old.
I love being able to get something that's properly flat.
Yes, that's the truth.
Because so many model kits, there's a box or something like that, and you're like, well, how flat is it really?
So back to your trip there. Touching on food and beer. How was that stuff? Good.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
because Korean food can be spicy, can't it?
Yes. And I ate some spicy food and lots of barbecue food and this and that, and it was very nice.
So is the barbecue stuff spicy or is it not spicy?
Not spicy.
Oh, good. Okay.
Are you trying to suss it out so you can go over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm thinking that if I'm going to go to Japan again next time, I might as well stop at Seoul on the way across.
If you're ever going to go to Seoul, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Because the efficiency of going to both is just
there you go.
Crazy.
Yep. And travelling around Seoul itself, is it got underground rail or is it all buses?
No, it's all buses and underground rail.
So they have got subways. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're acquainted with like how to get around Tokyo, it's the same sort of crap.
Okay. All right. That's easy then. That's easy.
Yep.
And the beer, good beer?
Well, depends on who you talk to.
Oh, okay.
I find it's okay. It's fine for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beer.
They have lagers over there, which I like.
But my girlfriend hates Korean beer. She hates it. She's lived here for a little while, and she loves Aussie beer, and she loves the variety. But in Korea, there's not a whole lot of variety because protectionist.
Yeah, okay.
Right? That whole aspect. It's not like you can't get other stuff, but you sort of have to go out of your way in a little bit. You have
And
to go to,
pay a ton more.
Well, I mean, especially like if you're a local and you're paying those kind of prices. I mean, it's different when you're a tourist and you can throw down your big tourist dollars on things.
Yes.
And it's like, yep, that's like, supposed to be expensive, but it's still at best, at most,
a reasonable
equal
price, yeah.
to how expensive it was
Back
here
then, yeah.
5 years ago.
Oh, right, okay.
Kind of thing,
Best time of year to travel?
Just any of, like, to be honest, like, you can go, the best time to go to anywhere in Asia is the in-between seasons,
Like the autumn and the springs.
The autumns and the springs.
Okay.
That's the best. That way you're dodging the cold weather of Korea and Japan. And
See, I wouldn't mind the snow. It doesn't bother me.
okay. And you're also dodging the
Immense, the
That
suffocating heat.
soul-sapping heat
Yes,
like
the
I encountered in
suffocating.
Tokyo.
yeah,
Oh, my
the
God.
humidity. I'm really sorry about that. I completely slipped my mind that would be going on at that time of year.
I was travelling back. I didn't have a choice. It was what it was.
Yeah,
so,
right. Oh well, but at least you got a taste of Tokyo.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Did you have any drinks or anything like that?
Yeah, geez, I was that hot and dehydrated. I'd drop a litre of beer at the click of a finger. And they do nice beer in Japan.
They do even nicer whiskey.
Well, yeah, I didn't drink the whiskey. I got offered whiskey, but I figured, no, I don't. I was that. It was that hot and I was that dehydrated that it would have, made me 6 sheets to the wind in about 5 seconds flat.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
And money wise, pretty cheap place to go to, or can be cheap. I mean, you didn't have to pay accommodation much, so you were pretty well.
no, I did.
Okay.
Because my girlfriend over there runs her place as an Airbnb,
Oh,
and I could
right.
have stayed there, but she was booked solid and blah blah blah. There's some other things to
So
that.
wouldn't that be funny? You go visit your girlfriend and she charges you for the room.
Well, at the moment, right? She's in between jobs, so
Yeah.
it's her only source of income, and I would want to pay that anyway, just so that she's not
Put out.
worrying or
Yeah,
put
yeah.
out.
No, that's fair. Cool.
In any case, I just stayed at a nearby hotel, and it was fine.
So, costs for the hotel accommodation?
Well, I was there for 3 weeks, so it was, kind of expensive. And it was the only hotel. Here's the thing, right? So
Yeah.
apparently, because with Korea, they are heavily regulating their Airbnbs.
Good.
Right? They're implementing it.
Yep.
So it's killed off a whole bunch of the Airbnbs.
Yep.
And in the process, the hotels are struggling to take on the extra load.
Yeah, okay.
So things are booked solid pretty
Right.
heavily.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got to book in advance.
Yeah, I guess you have to, at least for the time being. I
Yep.
don't know what it'll sort.
So you're talking about
itself-
$100 a night?
It'll
That's-
sort itself out. I can't remember. I think like maybe 150 or something like that. I
Aussie?
can't remember. Something like that. I'm pulling numbers out of my ass at this point because I can't remember. I
Okay.
put this stuff.
You only got back a week ago.
Yeah, I got back, but I booked it long before that. And I was booking for location as well because I wanted to be within walking distance of my girlfriend's place. So.
Oh, fair enough.
And there's not a whole lot of accommodation in that area because it's not, you know how like, when you go to book hotels in a given city, there's like the area where there's the hotels, right? Which is usually in the center of things.
Yep.
And then beyond that, there's only sort of sporadic hotels about the place. And it was one of those sort of situations.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you had a really good time.
It does.
Yeah.
Where's the next trip? And when's the next trip?
Oh, that's a good question.
Canberra.
Yeah, well, there's that, Canberra, yeah. But I mean, like, international trips
Yep.
is the key thing. And I don't know. And it might be Japan with you guys. I don't know what the future holds. So,
Yeah.
and I don't know when that would be. Maybe it's a year from now. Maybe it's 2 years from now.
Yeah, I don't know. I know. I've got to get back to the US next year, so I might be doing a quick trip myself next year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think 2026 is when we're thinking as the three of us to sort of do something again.
Yeah. Don't forget, there's also New Zealand that you might have to switch.
Yeah, we've got to do New Zealand.
and that'll
Gotta
push
do
things
New
back.
Zealand.
And
Got to do Adelaide as well.
Yep.
Gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
it's a busy life, isn't
It
it?
is.
It is. All right, let's bring this home, gents.
All right. Well, I've had a good chat.
Yeah.
It's been a great episode. Well, I've enjoyed this episode anyway. So, Good to see you back, Julian.
Yes.
And adios to everyone and happy modelling.
Julian.
Yeah, I've talked enough.
All right, no worries. We'll be back in a fortnight for our 200th episode. Don't forget, go to www.speakpipe.com/OTB200TH episode. And you can leave a greeting there, or a comment, or a question. As I said, I'll be posting that in our show notes as well as to our Facebook page. Don't forget, you can still get in touch with us. Send us an email to onthebench64@gmail.com, and also got our Facebook page as well, so you can leave a message there for us. We'll be back in a fortnight, and we will see you then. Well, guys, hope you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Don't forget, there's a whole heap of other wonderful podcasts for you to listen to. Just go to modelpodcast.com. It's a listing of all the fantastic podcasts that are available for your listening pleasure. So go and check out that website. Also, we recommend Black Hat Scale Models YouTube channel. Go and check that out on YouTube. That's Black Hat, 2 words, Scale Models. Our good friend Stewart's got a fantastic channel there as well. We'll be back in a fortnight for our 200th episode. So don't forget to check it out and come and join us. It's going to be a great episode. So we will see you in a fortnight. Until then, be good.